So also this I guess closes the loop on she's not taking anything for her bipolar. So, lamictal. So I guess that closes that loop, huh? So she's all of a sudden not bipolar anymore. That's fantastic. I'm so proud that she was able to overcome her bipolar. Hello, beautiful people. It's Mama Goob. So I see that Amberlynn has finally posted. She's a day late, but a day late is better than never. Day late and a dollar short, just like me. So we're gonna jump into that reaction in a minute, but the video is only 9 minutes long, so it's not gonna take very long. But I did want to sort of like give my brief opinions on the Destiny upload last night, and I want to talk about Zachary Michael again. So first, Destiny. So Destiny had a very immature sort of 20s, right? Or 19. So she, apparently still talked to girls or her ex girlfriend while with Amber. And, that's not really the best thing, but, live and learn. She was a kid back then. It's not right for kids to do either, but fine. And then I guess the upload was really not much of anything, in my opinion. Mostly because I watched the Jordy reaction today, um, which I love Jordy. But the main part of it was the really main tea is that Amberlynn Reed didn't shower the whole time when she was at Destiny's mother's house. Yeah, we all knew she doesn't shower all the time. It's the way I took it, it's she didn't shower because she didn't like the whole setup in the bathroom. Fine, I guess I don't know. If I don't shower every day, I get oh. Anyways, so there was that, and then you know, Destiny was talking about how they went to Walmart like every day, or that was pretty much the only thing that they had to do was to go to Walmart, which is pretty sad. Um, and then how much they were struggling financially when the stripper roommate moved out. Jordy said this thing about, oh my goodness, it's terrible. They were only making like $8 an hour, yada, yada, yada. See, little kids out there. Now, number one, it's like a rite of passage to struggle in your 20s. Okay. I know very few people who did not struggle in their 20s. So either they just get out of college, just get out of trade school. It takes a while to build up your career. Okay. It adds, it like, it's just an important lesson to learn to feel what it's like to be broke. Okay. So, and the other thing, because Jordy has this thing of, oh, college, is if you're going to go into debt, it's not worth it. Agreed. But so if Destiny, I don't know what she's doing now, but, you know, not going to finish her career or to go or not finishing her education like a trade school or a college, a junior college. She really made it like impossible to get any job better than being an aide in a nursing home. Okay. So she did that to herself. I don't feel sorry for anybody in that situation who only makes $8 an hour because she made her decision, right? Sounds mean. But kids, if you're listening to Mama Goob, you have to do something out of high school. You either have to get a trade, plumber, electrician, welder. Those people make a ton of money. AC, ton of money. But the thing is, when you go to a trade school and you're doing the physical sort of labor every day, your body wears out quicker. Whereas if you go to college and become an accountant, you can do accountancy until you're ripe into your old ages because it's a sitting job, right? So that's what I'm for. Either get a good trade, open up a business with said trade, save for your retirement because you're not going to be able to do that job forever and ever, or get a good college degree, like a useful college degree that you can get a job in. Listen, I'm all for the arts, but unless you have a trust fund or I don't even know, don't go to art school unless you do like graphic arts. That's different. But sorry to those who did, but I don't know what kind of job you're going to get. So also, like, if you're going to go into business, get accounting or finance. Okay, don't get business management. I know you're all going to come after me. Liberal arts, all right, English major. What are you really going to do with that, guys? So, going into debt, nursing, fantastic. You have to be smart about it, but you need something. You can't just roll out of high school and think that you're going to have an easy life. You're not. You're going to be constantly hustling and, desperate for money. So that wasn't really a surprise to see that they were struggling. Like I said, it's a rite of passage in your 20s. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to circle back to, and I hate to keep harping on this, but Zachary Michael really doubled down on the whole cake gate. So I'm bringing this up again because I wouldn't be Mama Goob if I didn't try to, correct the record. He's still like, I'm going to let you listen to it and I'll explain why I felt the need to come back on here.
This again on any platform with Amberlynn, anything can happen, and she doesn't really stick by the things that she says, as we'll see later when I talk about Instagram. But in general, I do understand where she's coming from. I feel like that's what's put me in odds with some people in the community, some people who watch Amberlynn's.
Yeah, and what he's going to go on to say, so Zachary Michael has probably had a rough upbringing. I'm not sure exactly where he grew up, but he probably was harassed a lot and such. So he understands sort of I don't want to say the victim mentality, because I don't think Zachary's a victim, but he sort of gets the whole assuming everybody's out to get him, because people probably were when he was younger too. And I could say that a certain degree for myself. But what I'm having problems with, especially as, an older woman, so just from my point of view, when you think that the world is against you, the world is against you. Like I've said before, when you're a hammer, everything's a nail. There's two things I really take exception for with Amberlynn. Number one, she jumped the gun and just assumed bad intentions. And number two, that she assumed that the cakes were somehow, meant for her to binge on. Both of those things are wrong. And we're going to get around to it. Let me let him finish.
Some people who watch me, it's just that I have the ability to understand where she's coming from.
I mean, I have the ability to understand where she's coming from too. And then I'm also not afraid to put out there that she's wrong. Sometimes you're not thinking, some people are wrong. There's no difference of opinion here. She's wrong.
And I have to say, for all intents and purposes in this situation with this new information, my feelings about the whole situation haven't changed all that much. I still remain actually a little skeptical that we really know what this person's intentions are, but...
Well, then why assume they were bad? Okay. And then I'm surprised he didn't say anything about Amberlynn not being able to read, especially because Zachary is from the college scene, so you'd think that she'd be able to read. But what I think happened is she had so much anger in her eyes that she probably couldn't read. She was blinded by anger, okay? For all intents and purposes.
I also don't think that's the most important thing, as I've actually said multiple times in my previous videos. I don't think it matters if the person claims that they were a supporter or claims that they were a troll. I don't think it's ever appropriate to send somebody who's clearly struggling with their weight, regardless of if they have a binge eating disorder, food addiction, whoever, whatever, any kind of food.
Fair point. But
and I've actually been pretty consistent with that on my channel. I said that whenever the person sent her the Australian candies, I was confused about why they would send her so many candies. And I also said that about the multiple bags of white chocolate covered gummy bears. It was the Australian candy situation type of deal where Amberlynn said, hey, please don't send me any more food in my P.O. box. I realized I can't handle that. And yes, she could have put all kinds of disclaimers, and I agree, and I've actually said that multiple times in videos as well. But the reality is that if it were me, I wouldn't be sending Amberlynn Reid food. Now, when it comes to this person being a French supporter,
here we go.
I just want to give you some context of when the French stuff happened. So if you don't know about Amberlynn Reid's French supporters, it's really French-speaking supporters. I don't think all of them are from France. A lot of them are from French-speaking countries. And in fact, the reason that a lot of them are French-speaking is because a Belgian YouTuber named Aline Dessine made a 2-part documentary, for lack of a better word, about Amberlynn Reid and the hate she's received on YouTube. And as such, a lot of French-speaking people who don't know the full history of everything that Amberlynn Reid has ever done on the internet have just supported Amberlynn wholeheartedly with little questions asked. And honestly, that's fine. I'm glad people want to support Amberlynn. But for the context of this particular thing, okay, if we consider that this person might have found Amberlynn Reid through these documentaries, the documentary posted by Aline was posted on January 29th, 2023. The Australian candy binge that I referenced, where she first decided that she was no longer wanting people to send her food or anything like that, was posted on January 12th. The gummy bears that were sent to her, the 5 different 1-pound bags of white chocolate covered gummy bears, Amberlynn posted that video on February 12th, 2023. And during that whole span of time from when we're talking...
By the way, I don't think she ever freaked out about the gummy bears, because I think she got that on close to Valentine's Day. I don't think she ever freaked out about them. I think they were just huh. And, she read the letter and it was for her and wifey to enjoy. It wasn't for Amberlynn to sock them all down. And I don't even think she ended up keeping them. I think she even said, well, I'm going to give these to somebody. Well, good. Yay. That's what you're supposed to do.
Talking about the Australian candies all the way to when we're talking about these gummy bears, with Aline's videos in between that being posted, Amberlynn was actively talking about food addiction. She was actively talking about getting weight loss surgery and things like that. So all I'm saying is, if you're a genuine supporter of Amberlynn Reid and or you found Amberlynn Reid through this video from Aline, then the context, if you just jumped into her videos right then and there, the context of what was happening on Amberlynn's channel was there. I know not everybody watches every single Amberlynn Reid video. I got it. But if you just came in at that time, chances are if you clicked on a video, you were gonna find one that was about her having a food addiction, wanting weight loss surgery, this, that, the other. And that's where my understanding of how Amberlynn was feeling comes from, okay, besties? All right. And so I do find it suspicious that even if this person is a French supporter, I do find it suspicious that they would come in during that time and not know that Amberlynn was struggling with those things. And if anything makes me even more suspicious of the French support in general, like maybe they really do think that's the way to support her, and if they do, I think that's fucked up. Okay, I really do. All kinds of junk food, candy,
Yes.
processed foods, things like that into her own home.
And showing it on video. So it's not that she just, buys it and, keeps it wherever. She not only shows the hauls, she not only shows the taste tests, but she insists on opening her refrigerator and showing it that way. I know. So Zachary's trying to be really nice, and I get it, and he's a good person, but you can't defend her here. She's not. This isn't something you defend her for. She behaved badly, and she has to realize that she behaved badly, acknowledge it, and try not to do it again. Okay, but she won't, and she didn't because she's literally a bad person.
I also, though, do see the nuance of like Amberlynn getting to decide what comes into her home.
Yeah, and she also doesn't get to decide, or she also doesn't get to decide what comes into her own when she opens her P.O. box. That's what happens.
Versus her being sent stuff that she doesn't want in her home. I think it's obvious that Amberlynn contradicts herself a lot when it comes to food and what is or isn't acceptable. And so if you want to critique her for continuing to bring junk food into her house after
I'm not critiquing her for the food she's bringing in her house. I'm critiquing her for being just a bad person and flying off the handle, jumping to conclusions, and insulting an entire culture.
She got mad about this junk food being sent to her.
So she got mad about this junk food being sent to her. This is why I decided to play this clip, because this pissed me off. Zachary, as well as Amberlynn, does not understand culture. Now, I was going to say it's just the European culture, but it's not the European culture. It's really almost every culture I know. Food is the center of it. For most cultured people, food isn't just for shoving your face, right? Food is for enjoying, for sharing with family, for building a connection through generation. This isn't junk food, okay? Yes, it's technically sweets. Like the coffee cake, it was very sweet, okay? But that povica was an acquired taste, if I could say so myself. I liked it, but it's not banana bread, okay? So to say that it is junk food leads me to believe Zachary Michael does not understand cultures at all right? Even the poster said they were going to send it to her, or they were trying to send it to her to celebrate Easter for her and her family. Because most normal people, celebrate Easter with family and friends and such, and it was to share. It was to give the person a taste of the foreign exchange student from France in California. It was a chance for her to show Amberlynn what their generation did. Just like me as an Italian, if I sent Amberlynn Reed a cassata, which is like an Italian cannoli cake, and she threw it out, I wouldn't be happy. I mean, I wouldn't send it to her because that's a fortune, those cakes, and they're very rich and they're very, very sweet. There's no saying that a cassata is not, sweets and junk food, but I would be very offended, right? So even if, all right, did you guys see the Temple of Doom with, Indiana Jones' Temple of Doom, and him, Winnie, and Short Round propel out of the airplane in a life raft and magically survive that, and then they float into the village somewhere in India, and the person in charge of, I don't know what that person is called off the top of my head, but they make food for Indiana Jones and Winnie and Short Round, and it's like the flies around it, and Winnie's like, I don't want to eat this, and he's like, eat it, and she's like, I don't want it, and he's like, that's their whole that's like a week's worth of food for them. And so she tries to go, I don't know, oh, I'm sorry, you can have this. And Indiana Jones is like, you're embarrassing me, just eat it. So, and then she eats it, and they're, that's what it is. It's like food is love, guys. Just to assume that they were trolling with their they're baked goods that have been, the recipes and this type of style of Povitsa has been, generation to generation, and grandmas make it, and it's insulting. Okay, she insulted those people. And again, like, even, okay, she's trying to have weight loss surgery. Okay, sure she is. It's not like evident that she wouldn't want to try this delicacy from their cultural background. Okay, everybody's missing it. And then also the fact that Zachary didn't even sort of acknowledge that Amberlynn can't read, and that she herself, she's the hate she wants to see in the world, right? We want to use the Gandhi quote, Amberlynn Reed is the hate she wants to see in the world. Okay, for us to let her get away with it doesn't serve her, doesn't help her grow, doesn't help anybody else who's impressionable watching. Okay, it does not serve her.
I think that's fair if that's something you want to do. Because honestly, Amberlynn does make herself look silly. And again, I don't think she responded to any of that appropriately.
She makes herself look like an ass. Like an ignorant ass.
I think if she didn't want the cake and the bread, she should have just thrown it away to begin with, off camera, and not said anything to anybody. I also have to say that I did see a post going around on Twitter, some people from my Twitch community.
Y'all know how I feel about this. It's sealed. And again, people who say that a piece is missing have never tried this cake, because let me tell you, it's hard to get out of that thing. You're supposed to turn it over and it pops out. But if you're trying to eat it from the actual pan, it's going to be a whole hot mess. And I know, because that's what I did the first time.
Have sent it to me too. Apparently it came from a Facebook group somewhere. Apparently there's also conspiracy now that if you look closely at Amberlynn holding up the cake or pie or whatever it is, that it looks like there's a slice missing. And can you believe that I just really don't feel like engaging in that? Personally, to me, it does.
Well, you are engaging it. And I'm mentioning it again.
Doesn't look like anything's missing, and I don't know what the point of debating it further is. It's just I feel like,
yeah, well, you're wasting your time. You've got other things to worry about with her. Whether or not she ate it or she didn't eat it, I almost hope she did, because it makes me cry to see that somebody, that she threw out this really expensive cake,
some people just don't want to let cake go. So I don't have a lot to say about that, in case anybody was wondering.
All right, thank you for indulging me. Let's get on with the react now, shall we? All right, so the title is Salmon Bowl, Medication I Take, and Breakthrough in Therapy. So let's see what she's got here. I don't know.
Okay, so I just got out of the shower, and I swear I get such a satisfaction completing a full perfume. So this is a Kardashian perfume that I've had.
Bravo.
And I've officially finished
Small victory?
it. That's the one I was going to wear today. But since it's empty, we are actually going to be using Blush by Kenneth Cole. So it is Monday. So every Monday, I take my little medicine guy here, and I will put my medicine in it. So I was taking 25 grams of Zoloft, and now I'm gonna start doing 50 grams, and I do that daily. And then I take a vitamin D3 one time every Thursday at 50,000 IU. So that goes in the little Thursday spots. But isn't this so cute? Yeah, it definitely helps me remember to take my medicine. So we have my vitamin D in the Thursday, and I'm gonna put...
See, I have one of these, and if the reason why I use this is because I can't remember if I've taken my medicine or not. It's what you have to look forward to when you get older.
50 milligrams of Zoloft in each one.
Huh. You know what? That's a lot of... That looks like 100. Okay. Bear with me one second. So this is my medicine thing, all right? So let me just show you. And look, I don't know, maybe, who knows? But This is a 50, right? You can see here. That's a 50. So this is a 50 in my hand, right? This is a 25. All right? So, granted, this is generic Zoloft, right? It is, I can't think of what the generic name is, but these are 50s, right? And then just for FYI, this is what 100 looks like. All right. Not to be picky, but that to me looks like two 50s because the 25s are just minuscule. Whatever. And I actually, look, it's her. And she needs to take 100, honestly. She might need up to 200. She's a lot of anxiety. So also this, I guess, closes the loop on she's not taking anything for her bipolar. So, Lamictal. So I guess that closes that loop, huh? So she's all of a sudden not bipolar anymore. That's fantastic. I'm so proud that she was able to overcome her bipolar.
Sometimes Rarity has a mind of her own.
It's a cat.
And she goes on top of the cabinets and she starts running back and forth. And when she does this in the middle of the night, it scares the crap out of me. Okay, so I just had my first meal. I actually had some chorizo and eggs, and it was so good. Don't remember ever making chorizo before, but I did it, and it turned out...
I hate chorizo.
Spectacular. So I'm actually getting ready for my therapy appointment. We are on the 8th or 9th one. Who knows at this point? So
who's counting?
I had to write another paper. I've had to do a lot of outside things for therapy, for just like healing from trauma and stuff like that. So this one was 7 pages long. So she's kind of long, and I know I'm gonna have to read it in my therapy appointment, which I'm dreading because I just don't want to go there, but we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do the work, folks, because that's what that's about. So I will see you guys after my appointment. Okay, guys, so I just got out of my appointment, and I want to say that this has I'm always stumbling after my appointment. Hold on. This has got to be one of my most favorite appointments because I had a complete breakthrough. Like, it was so... I always hear about, like, these breakthroughs and therapy, and I'm like, girl, what do you mean? I was in the middle of reading this, and I have not cried over this paper in a while, over the event, because I was kind of getting, like, desensitized to it, and...
Do you think this is still the event of her brother almost choking to death?
All of that. So... I had a complete, like, breakdown. I just started crying because this story to me feels like such a metaphor for also, like, everything that I went through, but it's like an actual thing that happened to me. And I don't know, it was just like a complete breakthrough. We talked a lot about it and more about stuck points. I have to do like this whole worksheet this week before I see him next week. And I don't know, like that breakthrough, like, I feel lighter. Wow. I don't know. I kind of love it. I know therapy is different for everyone. I have done so much therapy, and it has never been like this hard and this like, let's talk about the hard stuff, the stuff from the past, the stuff that is truly, truly
good. So this is the last time we're going to hear about it? Like, not hear about therapy, but hear about that she has PTSD and
like
trauma
inside of you, making your day-to-day life hard, like the real deep stuff that you don't talk about. Because usually it's very like surface level, and it's not surface level with this. And it just, I don't know, love it. Next appointment is scheduled and we're just doing the damn thing. Because I had so many therapists to choose from. They're actually all psychologists that I got to choose from. And something drew me to this person, called them up, and I said, let's schedule that appointment. So.
Wasn't she surprised that it was a man? Come on, I'm calling bullshit, guys. I mean, why does she do this? It's like she, it's like she wants to give herself some sort of pat on the back for picking a good therapist. That doesn't make any sense, right? Am I wrong? Didn't she say that, oh my gosh, it was actually a guy?
I don't know. I just feel like the universe is definitely directing me in the right area, and I am just in for the ride, but I still have to stop, brake, gas, steer. But I am in for the ride, and as much as the universe is in charge, I'm also in charge, and I just feel, I don't know, I just feel really good after this appointment. Guess what I'm about to make? I'm about to make a salmon bowl with some salmon that I'm gonna cook in a pan, which I've never done before. I usually use the oven, but I wanted to switch it up.
Well, I hope she cooks it enough.
Just got them cleaning a little bit, see? So I'm excited, hi Twink, to try it in here. I'm just afraid I'm gonna burn it.
Did she clean her stove? I missed it.
Burn the apartment down, let's hope not. We're gonna have broccoli. I am going to pickle some red onion, carrots, and cucumber. I'm excited. We haven't had like a salmon bowl in forever. Feline uses smoked salmon. Where
Not a fan of smoked salmon, personally.
is she? Oh, she's right here. She uses this stuff. I like my stuff nice and warm. So that's what she'll be using. So to pickle it, it's just like a quick pickle. It's not something that's gonna like be forever like in the fridge. It's just like,
Yeah, when I had Blue Apron, they always had us do stuff like this. I was like, I didn't really care for it that much. Look, it's on the picture. See that? The red onion and the pickles, or the baby cucumbers, or
like pickle it for 15 minutes. I promise.
See?
It's so good. So it's gonna be with this rice vinegar, and then I put some sesame seeds as well. So we have a little bit of oil, added some garlic on top, and
is that a cold? Oh God, it so annoys me.
some pepper.
It's a cold pan.
That's literally all I need. And then I'm just gonna add a lid to it
Okay, maybe it's not cold. All right, I take it back.
and let it do its thing. Alrighty, so I'm about to turn this over. It smells so good. Oh yeah, she's a cooking.
Yeah.
So I got the rice going. I'm in the middle of cutting up the cucumber, and then I'm gonna cut up the broccoli. So
Wait a minute. Okay. Sorry, Mama Goop. Yeah, the rice you should have covered.
I'm very proud of my salmon.
Once the water comes to a boil, you put the rice in and then you cover it and simmer it on low for 20 minutes.
But since it is gonna be like a salmon bowl, I do want to break
Yeah, she overcooked it. She just killed that salmon. But okay, it's better than undercooking.
it up. I just wanted to show you guys that I know this is like so stupid to some people, they're like, okay, but I actually use a pan. I just feel like for safeties, and that's why I always use the oven for salmon, but I don't need her. All right, so here is my bowl, and this is all very low calorie things.
Peanuts?
So it is a lot of food for not a lot of calories. I will say the most calories come from the serving of peanuts. Well, it's half a serving, but
Well, and the rice and salmon's not low calorie. I mean, it's not bad calories, but it's not low calories.
peanuts are a little bit high in calories, but I wanted a little bit of a crunch. But look how delicious this looks. The sauce on top, I am just trying a serving of this sriracha mayo dynamite hot sauce. So I'm gonna go eat this. And I was gonna say I'm gonna go watch Yellow Jackets, but I've officially caught up. You guys need to watch that show. It is crazy.
The water. It's what I'm... Okay, fine. Do you, girl. She probably doesn't pay for water, guys. It's probably included with her bill. I'm sorry, her rent.
Okay, guys, so did some dishes. Now I'm doing some laundry, and this is getting dwindly. So you take the leftovers. This is just, they're like scent booster beads. So you have to refill them. And obviously the leftovers go on top. So you can use the leftovers before you use the new. But
So, you know what can solve her problem about switching out the beads, the scent booster beads? If she didn't put them in a jar to begin with, if she would have just used them in their container, she could have just, I don't know, finished the container and then opened a new one. The mundane things that our girl gets caught up in is amazing.
use a little bit of this stuff in each one of my loads of laundry. It literally makes my clothing smell so freaking good. And then I put the lid back on, put the bowl in the sink.
And she made a mess.
These go in the trash.
No! What do you mean trash? You don't recycle? Aw.
And then this guy It goes back where he belongs. You guys are...
And that's a guy. The personification of these inanimate objects are really getting to me. This, guys, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this for. Did I tell you I have a second channel about travel? Yeah, well, maybe that'll take off because she's this insufferable. Like, I think she invented the definition of insufferable.
We're currently sitting on top of my load of laundry.
Holy shit. Holy cow, guys. Aw. Have I seen her wear this before? I remember when she got it, but look how badly it's made. So the one thing, look, horizontal stripes I don't care about, but I cannot stand when they don't line up. That is just a crappy dress and I would have returned it. So, and it's super tight, guys. Those are not supposed to be that tight.
So
the pockets are pulling.
there it is. And then I just use Gain for my laundry soap. All right, you guys, so it is the end of the night. I actually just filmed a video, so you guys will be seeing that soon. Pretty sure you'll see this one first. Sorry, this is a short one. Some videos will be shorter. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
All right, guys. Well, that was some quality nontent. That's really all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Bye.